Hey, hot girls, welcome back to another edition of Girl.
Hold up.
I am one of your beautiful hosts, Miss Bevy J, and my other host,
Kel, welcome back, ladies. How was your weekend, baby?
Girl, was good. It was so good. It was so good. It was good seeing you.
Yes,
And the
you
event that I
too.
attended, that I hosted. So, girl, life is good. What about you?
My weekends are usually trying to just relax and get some rest.
Mhm.
So that's mainly what I did was just relax and rested and spent time with my family.
Of
Yes.
course, of course. Look,
So
it's
today,
Pisces season.
oh, it
Hmm.
is Pisces season,
Yeah.
girl.
Somebody.
Oh,
Girl, your birthday is
exciting.
in less than 30 days away, sis.
Less than 30 days. I can't believe it. First of all, this year is flying.
Yes.
I was just popping champagne saying Happy New Year. And here it
Right?
is almost, that is
I can't believe it either. I was
crazy.
just like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Because then I mean my birthday is in 2 months, then half of the year is almost child, let me tell you.
Yeah. It's moving way too fast.
Too fast, too
So
fast.
I'm really excited today, baby. We have one of the bossiest babes I've ever met before in my life
Yes.
as a guest. Okay. This is like the ultimate privilege. I'm truly, truly excited. She's someone who's a CEO of a media company, Grind
Yes.
Pretty, the magazine. Yes, Grind
Yes.
Pretty also has a festival that I adore, and that's how I was introduced to her. We'll talk about that later. But she's
Yeah.
also the owner of Glamatory, and that's a beauty brand where she also has an agency with that brand. So I want everybody, virtually, in person, everywhere, to get on your feet, honey, and clap for
Yes.
Miss Mimi J.
Yes. Hey,
What a lovely introduction. Thank you.
So, Mimi, I just kind of touched on, bits and pieces of what you do, but it's so much. Like, the title of this is Your Guide to Being a Serial Entrepreneur, because that's what you are. You are the
Yes.
definition of a serial entrepreneur. So I did a little research, and the percentage of female entrepreneurs in the US is 42%. That is
Mm-hmm.
high.
Yes.
That's like 13 million female entrepreneurs. And I would like to say that you're probably responsible for about at
I
least a
definitely
million of those
choose to give you
entrepreneurs.
that.
Because you have a platform where you truly uplift women and give them the tools and things that they need to be confident and reach for the stars. Tell us a little bit about your background and what all you do. Like, what does your empire consist of?
Sure. So I'll give you the most condensed version that I can. So first and foremost, I am a Midwest transplant from Kansas City. So go Chiefs.
Yes.
But I'm a first generation college grad, and I just always had it in my head that I was gonna be the one to leave and set an example for my family, right? And so came to Atlanta, went to Clark Atlanta, and when I got there, I just knew that I was going to do something special. Didn't know what it was. Got out of school, got a job. But when I was in that job, I think that experience, because I was in IT, believe it or not, I'm not that techie, but ended up there. That experience opened my eyes to what the real world was like. I was, one of maybe three Black women in the whole building.
Oh,
Um, kind of pulled to the side and told my clothes weren't right, rated low when I knew that I was doing my job. So I saw what the ugly side of corporate. And at that time, I said, this isn't it for me.
Mm.
I've always been artistic, and even in school, I was the designated makeup artist by default. I took studio art, and my dad's an artist and a singer, so I think I got that naturally. And I just jumped into doing makeup. It was a side passion. And, one trip to New York, my friend was like, you know what, you are really, really good. You should do this full time. And that has been how I've moved throughout my entire career. If it makes sense to me and I see purpose in it or I have fun doing it, then I just go for it. So makeup was the vehicle that took me to meeting so many amazing people that inspired me, right? That was the beginning of it. And I ended up starting a makeup line, ended up opening a brick and mortar, ended up having and mentoring girls under me as, makeup artists. Grind Pretty started very organically. I had that brick and mortar and women were coming in. At first, the questions were beauty related. And then I noticed that there was a shift in asking, about business, how I got celebrity clientele, how I started a makeup line, all those other things. So I started Grind Pretty as a blog site to share resources. And then I thought a little further and I was like, I got a Rolodex of CEO women in my phone, whether I've done their makeup, I've worked for their brands, I've been around them in some capacity. How can I marry the two? So I did. I just started. I was like, let me just do a photo shoot. Let me just do some interviews. And one thing led to another. And now we're a magazine. Now we have this festival. Now I have a community of women and Grind Pretty. So that is the shortest version that I could give you.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yes. So I spoke about Grind Pretty the Fest. I just want to talk really quickly about how organized this festival was when I went to it. And it was all virtual because it was during the pandemic. So everything from the schedule to you had like a selfie booth that we could do via our computers. There was a theme. So everybody should have, dressed up in the 80s theme and taken a picture and submitted it. We could see our pictures on the It was so fantastic. Not to mention the speakers were, top shelf speakers that came on to give education. The vendors, I shot with some of the best Black-owned companies. I was telling her earlier, I still connect with those people today.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yes, like to this day, I can still go to How Amazing African.
Yes, I love her.
Sports and things like it was just top notch. We have another one coming up.
Yes,
April 22nd and 23rd.
Yes,
I could not wait.
Super excited.
I could not wait to get my ticket. So please tell me about this year's festival. What's different about it and what can we expect?
So I'm always trying to push the envelope, right? And I think we'll still keep those touch points that make it special, right? Where you're able to be in the room. Because part of, I think, with any successful person, the skill and knowledge is great. And we'll still provide that. But it's the opportunity to connect. Mm-hmm. I think of every major thing that's happened career-wise, it has been a connection to introduce me or bring me to it. So that's exactly what I want to do and continue to do. We have some amazing honorees that I'm so excited about. Yes. We have actress Crystal Renee. We have Yandy Smith-Harris. We have Sonia Richards-Ross. We have some VPs from some major companies. I'm really excited to honor those women. And more importantly, I'm really excited. I haven't made this announcement, so you guys are going to be the first to hear this. But we're continuing the $10,000 grant competition. So I will be giving away $10,000 again this year.
That's awesome.
And if you are, I encourage everybody to come in person. We do have a bigger venue this time. I love the venue. Shout out to Midtown Collective because they are amazing. That's where we had it the last 2 years. But we are at the Westside Cultural Arts Center in Midtown. So it's twice the size. And we're really planning some really cool activations and workshops this year.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's so cool. So, Bevy, to me, I feel like her brand and everything that she's doing is right in line with Girl Hold Up. The women's
Yes.
empowerment, the
Yes.
motivation, the inspiration. Um, have you ever, first of all, have you ever met Mimi or did you know Mimi before today? Before
I
today.
have not. Look, I'm looking forward to this. All of this is new. I know we ran ads. My first introduction to Grind Pretty was when we ran an ad with your magazine, and I was like, hold up, wait a minute, this
Yes.
is dope. So when she told me about the Grind Pretty Fest, I was like, oh, I have to be there because everything that, like she said, everything that you're doing is in alignment with what Girl Hold Up is. And which brings me to this question for you, Mimi. What advice can you give entrepreneurs right now, female entrepreneurs, no matter where they're at in their journey? Because everything that you've done so far, I know that it's only going to get bigger.
Okay. So one piece of advice that I would give that someone gave to me is we have to start thinking as CEOs versus founders. A lot of times we take on our businesses as if they are our babies. And I understand you did birth it. It was your baby. But in order to scale and grow, you have to think like a CEO. And this person gave me an example that is relative. Basketball is out right now, right? They asked me, did I want to be the LeBron James on the team and be the star player, right? Or did I want to be in the skybox and put the right team together?
I
I
like
want to
that.
be in the skybox personally. LeBron is golden, but if he gets injured, he's probably out, right? But the guy in the skybox is gonna stay because he's the boss. So once I got that into my mind, I had to change and shift my mindset. I also was just in a luncheon with some powerful people, and I think as minority business owners, especially, we have to change our mindset in a more collaborative way and find ways that we can merge, we can acquire, we can come together and collaborate. Because at that event, there were corporations, big corporations, Fortune 500 companies, and they were saying that those companies want to support businesses like ours, but it was hard to filter and find the right ones. Sounds crazy to us, but now it makes a lot of sense if you think about businesses like Versace and Fendi.
Right.
They're two separate successful entities, but they still collaborated to make a bigger impact. We have to do that as business owners and get out of the mindset that it's me, and
Right.
I'm going to do this. This is my baby. And we have to get out of that mindset. So I want to say that because I think that that is so relevant today with growing and scaling. We got to get past the baby stages in our businesses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think that maybe people don't really step out and make those larger connections or really try to do more with their business because of fear or, some sort of trauma? What do you think is preventing these business owners from really going larger?
Absolutely. Fear and imposter syndrome, right? I feel that fear can always get in the way of no matter what. It can be if you're in corporate America and you're scared to take a leap, right? You're staying in your place. Fear can be in any instance of trying to get to the next level. I do think, and it goes back again with what I just said with mindset. We have to change our mindset, and we have to, you know what? You have to have a certain level of faith to be a successful entrepreneur, in my opinion, right? Because it's scary, right? With a job, at least as long as you're on their payroll, that you're going to get paid, right? You're going to get the benefits. You have PTO. As an entrepreneur, you don't have PTO. You get sick, you're out, right? So that's the scary part, giving away the security that you might have had before. Everything within entrepreneurship it's a chance and a gamble. And you have to have a certain level of faith to get you over your fears.
Right.
It's just necessary.
Yeah. That's so true. So true.
I love that. I love that.
Go ahead, babe.
That so you're dropping gems, first of all. I mean, what advice can you give a 9 to 5 CEO, because she's in a difficult situation where she wants to make that transition, but she needs her job, but she like how you felt, you know what I'm saying? You're like, wait a minute, this is not what it is. So what advice can you give her right now? Because we got a lot of those 9 to 5 CEOs.
Yep, been there. So I would say, once you've made your mind up, stick to it, and then start strategizing, right? It's quite scary, and I've heard people just say, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? That is some strong faith, right? But that's not for everybody, especially if you got people depending on you, right? Yeah. Maybe if you're a solo person, you're single, you can take those types of chances. I took very calculated steps. Once I made my mind up, it was, okay, I'm going to do the 9 to 5 thing in the daytime, and then I'm going to start setting up some appointments, some connections after work and on the weekend. When that started to become, I'm working every day, okay, something is working on the entrepreneur side, but something also has to give, right? From a money standpoint, my 9 to 5 was supporting my hustle. So it is okay to do both. And some people enjoy staying in that lane and doing both. That's totally fine too. But I said that I was leaving at a certain time. Yeah. And what I would do is I would save a portion of the money and put it up, because I think it would be smart to have at least $10,000 saved up for a rainy day before you just jumped out the window, right? So that was kind of what I did. I had a savings that I put aside. So because sometimes as an entrepreneur, if you feel like your back is against the wall, you start compromising too much. You start doing things beyond what you're really worth, right? That price starts to drop because you're panicking. You're in panic mode. Well, if you have something already set aside, you're not going to do that to yourself, right? Yeah. So those are my suggestions. Come up with a plan, start making the connections while you're working. Because again, your network is your net worth. All right. So make those connections. So then when it's time to make the jump, you already have some things in place and you already have some resources in place.
Exactly. So we talked about Glamatory earlier, and I saw that you have an agency side to it. How does that work? Do you have people that are signed up under your agency? I know you've done work with a lot of celebrities. I won't even start naming them because it's so many, so many celebrities. But how does the agency side of Glamatory work?
Yeah, so again, organic, right? So I started getting a lot of makeup artists coming to me asking, could they work under me? Could they assist me? Advice on how to build their careers. And I also saw there was a need, because in Atlanta, it's not like LA or New York. So it wasn't like some leading agency here. But I have built so many connections that I knew I couldn't personally do all the work. And I also thought that I need an exit plan at some point, because I'm not speaking for everyone else, but I don't want to be 60 years old doing makeup. So, having that and building someone else up, building a team up. And, I've had the relationships to where, people trust who I bring in my, in my jobs. So that is the thing. It started very organically. It was like, hey, I'm not busy. I'm busy, but I can get you an artist, right? And they're like, yeah, it's your recommendation. I trust it. Same thing. I had a lot of hungry artists, coming up under me, and then also some that were established. And I'm like, I can pass it on and, make a commission off of it. So yeah, that's how the agency just got started.
That's so cool. So, baby, she also has a subscription box and a membership with Grind Pretty. Not too long ago, I had on my Grind Pretty jacket, which I love. Oh, I love
that jacket.
I love it. I was just walking.
So well.
I went to my daughter's house and she's 25, okay? And I walked in and she was like, Mom, I like this jacket you have on. You look like a little teeny bopper. I love my jacket. But the subscription boxes are amazing. I got the one with the festival that we did. So baby, it's phenomenal. Okay, you get all the top brands of people that she's suggesting for you to use. So it might be makeup, it might be earrings, it might be some sort of product that she's suggesting for you that month, and it's all themed.
So I will make
log onto the website real quick. I love that.
Well, I will make an update about the boxes. We are pausing them just only because of my capacity, but I will say that was a part of that initial strategy of how can I give back and reach back and make things happen for other women of color, right? So again, like I said, I had that Rolodex. So if Mael with Monique Rodriguez, right, done her makeup, we have a relationship. So what if I do a box and then I put some emerging brands in that box? It would give them the platform that they might not could afford, right? So that was the beauty behind the box, and it really took off in the pandemic, of course, because we were all at home and we were looking forward to getting things in the mail. So we're not stopping the boxes completely. There will still be a Grind Pretty Fest box. What we're doing right now is specializing in doing special curated boxes throughout the year. So they're not gone completely.
Okay.
Look, I'm going to get my box in April.
You'll still get a Grind Pretty box. We're just changing things around. And who knows, maybe in the future when I'm able to have a larger staff, I'm going to claim it now.
Yes.
To go back to that model subscription.
Yes. So now we also have some other announcements I think you should make, Mimi, because you also have a podcast.
Yes.
We love podcasts, girl. Yes. 3 episodes.
And it's called Hustle Softly. And I think your take, I follow you on Instagram and I saw the video that you were announcing it. So tell me the premise of the podcast. It's a little bit different from anything else you do.
Yeah. So the premise of that podcast was really, it's a thing right now to live softer, but what does that really mean? Right. And I think for the past 5 or 6 years, the social media persona was girl boss, this, you got to do this, you have to do this. And I think we're seeing the signs of burnout. I think we're seeing the signs of anxiety. I think we're seeing the signs of mental health struggles. And even myself. Right? Yeah. So I wanted to, again, use my platform to address those things and also have it in a light way, right? Presenting some options or some remedies or some suggestions to help people that are going through different things from a wellness standpoint as you boss, whether you're in corporate, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, or whether you're building your own empire. So that is what Hustling Softly is. Hustle Soft podcast launches in March. So I'm super excited.
Next month.
March. Is it my birthday?
When is your birthday?
March 19th.
It's going to come out before March 19th, but that is a special day. So I will be sure to remember that.
Yes. So and it'll be on all platforms, I'm assuming, right?
It will be on all platforms, and we did do the video recordings today, so we're super excited. And we're actually going to do a live podcast during Grind Pretty with the Sheila Marie, who I love her so much, and Kelly from Sabi's Daughters, Dr. Sabi's daughter. So,
dope.
Yeah. Really excited.
I was just talking about him the other day because I started my diet again. And I was like, I need to go and get Dr. Sabi's book so I can really be in tune with what I should be actually putting into my body.
Yes.
That's going to be phenomenal.
Yes.
And Shayla, now let me just make sure I'm not confusing her with someone else. That's Ace Hood's wife.
It is. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I love them. They are so cute and they are so in love. They're like the perfect vision of Black love.
They are. She is the sweetest person, but she has such a remarkable story. If you haven't heard it, it's she's been through a lot, and to see her thriving like she is, I'm super excited to share her story.
Yeah, so that'll be episode 1 of the podcast.
No, it won't be episode 1. We're actually going to, so we just filmed 3 today. We'll end up filming 3 more before Grand Pretty Fest. So that will probably be maybe episode 7 when we do that live during Grand Pretty Fest.
That's so exciting. Yeah, we love all podcasts. So however we can support and put it out, girl, we are on board.
Thank you.
I think that's the new thing. Like I tell everyone, you need a podcast. Everyone needs a podcast. If you have a business, I think you should have a podcast. Just because that's the new wave. People are going to start tuning into podcasts before they turn on their televisions. And I know I listen to podcasts in my car, driving from point A to point B. So yeah, congratulations, sis.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Congratulations, Mimi. So look, one thing I just kind of want to piggyback on what you said was the anxiety piece for entrepreneurs. And I too suffer from that. It's just like I freak out. I just want to talk about that really, really quick because I just think we don't talk about that enough. And if you could give that girl out there that's watching just a couple tips that you that got you over your anxiety with this whole entrepreneurship, this CEO, this boss babe, just all of this.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to learn to silence the noise. You just have to pause, and I think that a lot of times we just go and go and go and go, and we take on so much. And it's literally learning to silence the noise and knowing work is always going to be there, right? Regardless if you take a 5-minute break, a 2-day break, it's still going to be there. You're not going to miss anything. What is for you will always be for you. You're not going to miss something by taking care of yourself, right? Because you can't, one thing I will be very transparent about with juggling multiple projects at one time, plus being a mom, all those things, I feel like at times I can't give my complete self, right? And I feel like if I'm focused with Grind Pretty over here, then it's slacking over here with the Glamatory. You know what I mean? But I had to come to the conclusion that, hey, it's okay. It's okay. You do what you can do because if you're not okay, you can't do none of it at the end of the day. So I would that's my advice, to learn to silence the noise and take breaks. I take, even if it's a 10-minute in the morning before anybody else gets up in my house, and having that time, I normally have that time and I pray, and just it's silent and it calms me. I think that that's really important. Even if you got to log off on social media, we don't realize how much we're on social media. I look at my phone because, on Apple, it tells you like how much time, how much screen time. Yeah. I'm like, damn, I had 8 hours today. Yeah. So, sometimes it's like, hey, girl, just log off. Yeah. And just take a time to take a break. Work is always going to be there.
Yeah, I agree. I know I'm a mom, wife, all that, good stuff. And it is hard because you want to be good at everything. You want to be the best at everything. And that puts a lot of pressure on you. And it also causes you to burn out and to do things in a way that you tire yourself and you're not giving everything your best because you're exhausted. exhausted. So a lot of what we talk about here on Girl Hold Up too is self-care. Knowing when it's time to like give yourself a break, finding, at least some part of your day, like you were saying, you get up and you pray and meditate and do all this good stuff. It's so important.
Absolutely.
Because when we're not good, nothing's good.
Absolutely.
Nothing's good. So what is the next for Mimi? I mean, we've heard about everything that you're doing, but is there anything else you can share with us? Like, how can people connect with you and follow you, and give us some more information on what's coming up for you?
Yes, so I'm always going to have something coming up. I got lots of ideas that haven't come out yet,
Yes.
But more immediately, Hustle Softly is launching the first week of March, so stay tuned to that. And my bigger baby right now, of course, is Grind Pretty Fest. So be sure to tune in to Grind Pretty Fest. If you are in corporate, if you are building your own empire, please tune into that. I promise you it's going to be a treat this year. I can't wait to make some special announcements in the weeks to come. But yes, you can follow me. My personal everything is Mimi J online, and you can go to Grind Pretty as well as the Glamatory. So those are all of my handles.
Yes. So just to recap really quickly about the Grind Pretty Fest, I really wanted to just push that because it's so important that we get out, connect and network and be around people who are like us and have the same visions and goals. It's April 22nd and 23rd here in Atlanta and virtual. You can expect live music performances, DJ sets, the grant competition for $10,000, interactive workshops and activations, expert speakers, the Visionary Awards brunch. I'm excited about that.
Yes.
Then the Grind Pretty Marketplace. Like I was saying, I've met people virtually that I still connect with today that were vendors. And then you have an immersive brand activations portion as well. So much and then we're not even going to get on the aesthetics. We're not even going to touch that.
Wait till y'all see this year.
Oh my God.
Y'all thought last year when I brought New York into the space with the subway and the real phone booth. Now this year is going to be something different.
Wow. I cannot wait. Bevy and I will be front and center.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Sis. Can you give us a
We got something cooking that I have not seen before. So I'm excited to reveal that.
Okay.
What were you saying, Bev?
No, I was like, can she give us a sneak peek of some, tell a little something?
I can't give you a sneak peek of it, but I will say, the hint would be currency. That I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Listen, we got the inside scoop, okay? Here on Girl. We got the inside scoop, honey. I want everyone to stop what you're doing. Go to grindpretty.com. Get your tickets to the Grind Pretty Fest. Also, become a member of the Grind Pretty Club because she is fabulous. Mimi J is fabulous. She's a sweetheart, and she has connected so many women, and she continues to do a great job of that. So y'all please follow Mimi and be a part of all that goodness.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.